Ella Fitzgerald was born on April 25, 1917, in Newport News, Virginia. She was born to two parents, William Fitzgerald and Temperance Williams Fitzgerald. Sadly, when she was a small child, her parents separated and Ella was custody of her mom. Soon afterwards, Ella and her mom moved in with boyfriend Joseph De Silva in New York. They moved to Yonkers, New York, a smaller city outside the Big Apple. Ella's half-sister Frances was born in 1923. The family struggled financially, and Ella worked jobs like working as a messenger to help cover some of the financial expenses. Interesting enough, her first aspiration was to be a dancer. In 1932, her mother died, and she moved in with her aunt in Harlem, New York. These traumatic events caused Ella's grades to suffer, and she began skipping school. She bounced through a few schools and programs, but eventually ended up homeless. Still driven by her dreams of becoming an entertainer, she enrolled in a talent contest in Harlem's Apollo Theater. She was going to dance, but she decided not to when a well-known pair of dancers graced the stage. Knowing she wouldn't beat them, she sang the Hoagie Carmichael tune Judy, as well as The Object of My Affection, wowing the audience. She won the $25 prize, but another bonus was the attention and exposure of future collaborators and records, and from there, her career took off. Ella Fitzgerald's unexpected performance helped set her career on track. She met drummer and bandleader Chick Webb, and he was amazed by her vocals and skill. She soon joined the band as a singer. Ella then put out her first #1 hit, A Tisket a Tisket. She also worked with other groups like the Benny Goodman Orchestra. She even had her own group named Ella Fitzgerald and the Savoy Eight. Ella became the leader of Chick Webb's band when he died in 1939. It was renamed Ella Fitzgerald and her famous orchestra. Ella was also briefly married to convicted felon Ben Corngay. The marriage ended quickly and Ella moved on with her life. Now on her own, Ella landed a record deal with Decca Records. She also at this time made her film debut in 1942 with her comedy western Ride 'Em Cowboy. Her career really began to take off when she began to work with Norman Granz, a future record label founder. He included her into his famous Jazz of the Philharmonic. While touring, she began incorporating a vocal technique called scatting, which she was very good at. While on tour, she fell in love with the bassist Ray Brown. They happily married in 1947, and she adopted a child. Sadly, the marriage ended 5 years later. Golden years in the 1950s and 1960s were a time of great commercial and critical success. She earned in that time the title First Lady of Song, which was a result of her popularity and unmatched vocal talents. Her ability to use musical technique scat set her apart from the others. Ella began recording for Granz's new record label The Verve and created many of her most popular albums, including Ella Fitzgerald Sings the Cole Porter Songbook. She won 2 Grammys at the first ever Grammy Awards in 1958. She worked on albums with Duke Ellington that nominated her for these awards. She continued to produce great recordings with famous musicians such as Frank Sinatra, Louis Armstrong, and Count Basie. She continued to perform and tour well into the 70s and was known across the globe. For many years, Ella battled diabetes, which came from her lifestyle. The disease worsened, leaving her blind and causing her to have her legs amputated in 1994. Her last public performance was held in New York's Carnegie Hall. On June 15, 1996, the First Lady of Song died in her Beverly Hills home, but her death didn't end her great legacy. Ella's songs can still be heard coming from the speakers of record players, MP3s, and phones alike. She even has a stamp made of her which would have celebrated her 90th birthday. The same year the stamp was made, a tribute album called We All Love Ella, celebrating the First Lady of Song, was released in honor of her great work. Ella continues to live on through her 2,000-something songs, scattered through over 200 albums.